Youngster CPT's swift flow and energetic lyrics just has people asking for more. He is no stranger to us here in Cape Town, but also is making waves across the country. But first, let's have a look at his latest music video for Just Be Liquor.
Why you wanna dust me? Just be liquor. Don't be extra. Just be liquor. Think you clever and you bitter. Just be liquor. Okay, bro, whatever. Just be liquor like I'm so liquor, 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 liquor. I'm so liquor, 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 liquor. She so liquor, 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 liquor. We so liquor, 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 liquor. My bro, I thought you'd have something better to say. Why you always talk about me in a negative way? I'm just honoring OGs like it's Veterans Day. As cops start fiber, we aren't American made. Most of these rappers are stuck in that development stage. Auto-tuning music sounding like you Eric Benet. I make you nod. Now tell me how does medicine taste? But I make you liquor when I put you on my medical aid. But now you wanna make me quiet, so I'm saying Hatibo. If you know
Youngster CPT, welcome back to Afternoon Express. I'm so excited to have you. Not only have you decided to grow a full-on beard since the last time you were here, but you've also just been winning awards, walking away with nominations. But we get into all of that. I have to find out about Just Be Liquor. I mean, what's the song all about and what does it connect with you on?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, it's a Cape Townian phrase, you know, so I didn't invent anything really. I just like popularized it. I brought it into the spotlight more, you know what I mean? And in a time when people kind of need some, you know, pick yourself ups, I think the song can serve as that also. And I mean, we're living in a time of TikTok, we're living in a time of selfies and, you know, the videos and the filters. So the song accompanies that, you know, it gives it that feeling of being liquor and what it is to be liquor in Cape Town. It's an original word. It's all homegrown, you know what I mean? So it's also my way of just trying to popularize these phrases and bring it into the mainstream.
Yeah, I always say that it's so interesting and how incredible it is that certain things that come from like subcultures and sub-communities ends up becoming a national movement. Yeah. And I know we just hit it out of Heritage Month, so I would like to say that that's your ode to all things Mzansi.
For sure, for sure. I mean, I think that we put so much emphasis on what they do overseas and how they speak, and even the slang and the lingo becomes clothing, it becomes like movies, even sometimes documentaries where they actually break down and dissect why people say certain words, how they speak, where it came from, and yet none of that has really been done here on that extent yet. You know, so I feel like putting it in music is another way just to shine light on the unique culture that we have in South Africa.
That's very true, and I can't emphasize that enough, and I appreciate you for doing that. But the truth is, things have not been lekker in Mzansi. 2020 has been very difficult.
For a long time now, Mzansi.
For a long time. But what I like about you is that you are still driving the same narrative that it doesn't matter where you come from, what obstacles you've had to overcome. It is possible to still achieve, even in a time of great difficulty.
For sure.
So please may you talk to me about how your creativity, your personal life and making music has been affected in 2020 and COVID-19.
Well, when it all began, I was very demotivated. I was stuck. You know, I was kind of confused. I was in limbo like everybody else was, I suppose. You know, I was trying to figure out the next move, and especially in this industry of ours that took a tremendous knock, being that all shows were literally cancelled, you know, not even postponed, just cancelled. So being that that was a big income stream, I had to obviously reevaluate and reassess what I'm going to do for the next few months, or however long it was going to last.
An unforeseeable future.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, being that I come from an environment where it's all about hustling, all about getting your name out there on your own and, you know, standing by yourself, being independent. You know, we turned right back to what it is that we were known for. So we were known for music videos, we're known for good music, we're known for merchandise, we're known for building brands, we're known for building our own businesses and being independent, you know. So we did the winter essentials with the beanies, we did the masks as well that accompany the beanies. So it's like almost like a set that you're wearing now. YOUNGSTA apparel t-shirt, YOUNGSTA apparel mask. You know, we even started getting involved, I know it might sound crazy, in bikes. We started building bicycles.
This is flexibility on another level, South Africa.
A little lockdown hobby, and then the next thing you know, people's like, yo, how much do you want for the bike?
Wow.
Because it's customized, it says YGen on it, there's my name or something like that.
I want to break this down. So the last time you were here, you came through with No Muesli, you came through with Carl Deutsch, but then in the beginning of that, it was still the beginning of the apparel store. I think you guys had just opened.
Yeah, I think it was a few months old.
But now it's like a year and some months down the line, and you guys have not only established a store, but you've established an entire block.
Yeah. So what happened was the other units that were next door to the stores, we basically just took control of those as well. You know, and now my mother opened a shop next door to me, Rafi Style. The Muffin Man's heading up the barbershop called the Y Gentleman.
Okay.
The studio will be launching soon, and then we've got the Unwanted Kick store as well with all the sneakers and apparel as well.
So then, Youngsta, with being so busy with everything else, how do you still make time for your first love, which is music? I mean, you have been SAMA nominated. You walked away with Best Album, Hip Hop Album. I mean, how are you still able to give so much passion and love to the music when you seem to be a gentleman wearing many hats, not just the beanie?
Well, I mean, like I said at the beginning, I was stuck. You know, I was caught up in this kind of spider web where I was looking at like the situation our country is in, the situation society is in, and then the global situation that the world is in, you know. Yeah. So at the beginning, I was just kind of taking my time to write, and I wasn't really putting my feelings and thoughts down on paper yet. I was just watching everything, you know, and trying to make the best decisions as a human being before an artist, you know. Okay. And then once I got into the hang of things and into the swing of things, and I realized, okay, I'm able to capture some of these moments and write about what's going on in the society. You know?
Wow. But your music videos and your music is iconic. Every time I watch a YoungstaCPT music video, I'm seeing your family out there. Yeah. I'm seeing your friends out there. And you just always have such a strong emphasis on having that support system. So how important and critical has that been with you making this music? And not only that, how have you been able to ask them for help when it comes to 1,000 mistakes?
Hey, you know, the thing is, like, without them, without their teaching, without their guidance, their nurturing, my upbringing, all these songs wouldn't exist, you know, because that is where it's inspired from. It's all taken from there, from real life content. So, like, my album has my grandfather on the cover, so that's almost like my ode to him, you know what I mean? The La Familia track on my album is based around all my family, and that's my mother in the music video as well. So it's just about trying to stay rooted and stay grounded and not forget where I'm from, you know?
Wow, I think that just gives me goosebumps to hear you speak so passionately. I mean, sometimes young men in these day and age, they tend to stray from
it's very easy to stray as well. There's a lot of distractions out there at the moment, you know?
And talking about distractions, what distractions have you been subject to for you to need to write a song titled 1,000 Mistakes?
Yes, so, I mean, first and foremost, let's break it down. The name is quite self-explanatory. Yeah. We all make mistakes, we all err, you know what I mean? As I say, to err is human, to forgive is godly, you know? So for me, it's like, I wanted to give more of a vulnerable side, a softer side as well, because as men also, I think we walk around with this chip on our shoulder, like we don't cry and like we don't get hurt and like there's no emotion that we feel. But as we've been seeing now a lot with these mental health cases that have been popping up, and it's been popping up on social media as well, like we sometimes need to deal with these issues. You know, we need to speak about it. If I didn't have music, I'd have probably gone crazy by now, you know, but I have a vent, I have something to express myself through. So it's almost like writing my wrongs, literally writing it down on paper, and then feeling what it's like to let go of that or release that or almost just deal with it and face myself, you know.
Well, Youngsta, don't go anywhere. We're going to have an explosive performance. He is delving into the most vulnerable parts of him, performing like I've never seen YoungstaCPT perform. I'm looking forward to that 1,000 Mistakes performance at the end of the show. And I want to find out from you something about a live stream, so something South Africa can look forward to as well. But coming up, we're heading back into the kitchen with Dumi, and she is creating a delicious tuna rice jars. If you would like the ingredients list and the recipe for that, please do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. I saw rice, I saw tuna, I saw vegetables, everything to get this summer body on track. All of that coming up.